No. Yo. Welcome back to the WNBA show. Today is May the 20th. There are 2 games in the W for today. So we'll get into those. We'll do a quick recap of yesterday's game between the Seattle Storm and the Dallas Wings, and we'll see what jaXon likes. We'll go through a couple comments, and then we'll get up off of here, man. Y'all can go enjoy your your Tuesdays. So with no further ado, let's jump into it. So first up, we'll jump into a quick recap of yesterday's game, which was the Seattle Storm and the Dallas Wings. We bet Seattle on the money line yesterday. I talked to you guys, told you I liked it. They covered the 2.5, the 3.5, the 3. They ended up covering all that. It was a money line was minus 140 when I sent it out to the members. It was a 0.75 unit play, so made 0.5 units. Well, almost a little over a half unit yesterday. And that brings us to 3-2, 3 straight winners after 0-2 start on the season. You can see the recap on the right hand side. So yeah, that's what I bet yesterday. Only thing that I bet. And in retrospect, I probably should have bet Skylar Diggins-Smith assist over Skylar Diggins. She don't go by Smith anymore. Her assist over as well. I think it was 6.5. And I thought about it. I never looked at the line though. So probably should have added that, but it's all good, man. What's up, Cash? This WNBA is back. I'm ready for the cap. What up? All right, says what's good. Chris, on money line was free. Actually, it was not free. They got outscored 20-10 in the third quarter, and then they started the fourth quarter, and they didn't score a point to like a couple minutes. I'm like, how are you letting Atlanta? I'm not Atlanta. How are you letting Dallas lock you up? Like, what are we doing out here, Seattle? So it did get sweaty a little bit, but yeah, you're right. I guess it was kind of free-ish. I guess I don't know. Jimmy says, tell that Seattle spread yesterday. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you for tapping in, Jimmy. Good morning, Algina. Says cashed on Seattle money line. Also took Gabby. We talked about Gabby yesterday. Over her 11.5 points and plus 100. Says let's keep the momentum rolling. I like Atlanta plus 8.5 and Las Vegas minus 12.5 today, Algina. Okay, talk about it. Algina, appreciate you. You always tapped in. Appreciate you for sure. Rich says Fever money line, throwing a G on it. That's some ugly odds, man. But best of luck. I love it. Says let's go Aces. What up, Helms? AOD. Good morning, my brother. Those field goal attempts cash too. Okay, so playing some daily sports. What's good morning, Mark? Jeff says Enrique turned into Bradley Bill. Enrique Agumba Westbrook. Man, boy, Enrique is either when she's good, she's good. When she's bad, she is terrible, man. Shout out to Paige Beckers, though. I like Paige game a lot, man. Dallas going to be all right. I think. We'll see, though. All right, so first up, we got jaXon. jaXon actually went 2-0 yesterday. Maddie Segrist did go over her 9.5 points. She be hooping. And if you watch the games, their coach, I don't even know what his name is, but he's been closing the games out with her as well. She played 31 minutes in game 1. And then last night, she was in that closing unit for them because she can make shots is what it comes down to. So she did cash over her 9.5. I think that was plus 100 on BetMGM yesterday. And then Misha Hans-Allen also went over her 5.5 boards. I think she had 6 before the fourth quarter even started. So 2-0 yesterday for jaXon. Today's prompt, what are the 2 best player props in the WNBA today? jaXon likes Caitlin Clark under her 6.5 rebounds. Maybe smoking, maybe tripping a little bit. So she's coming off a stellar season opener where she recorded a triple-double with 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. However, her rebound line set at 6.5 seems slightly inflated for this matchup. The Fever's offensive system is designed to spread the floor, which may limit Clark's opportunities to grab rebounds. Additionally, Atlanta's guards such as Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray are strong rebounders, which could further reduce Caitlin Clark's rebounding chances. Clark has a 57.6 probability of hitting the under on this line, according to predictive models. Atlanta allowed 94 points in the opener, but limited opposing guards rebounding opportunities due to their aggressive perimeter play. So bet Caitlin Clark under 6.5 rebounds. That is a pretty high number. I don't think I'd be betting Caitlin Clark under though. Next play, Natasha Howard over 5.5 rebounds. So Caitlin Clark under Natasha Howard over. Natasha Howard is a key piece for the Indiana Fever, especially in the front court. She's thriving in rebound situations. Atlanta's defense struggled in the opener, allowing Washington to shoot over 50% from the field. This inefficiency creates more rebounding opportunities for Howard, who is known for her physicality and positioning. Howard has a 57.3% probability of hitting the over on this line per advanced simulations. Atlanta's front court defense is still developing, which should allow Howard to dominate the glass. So recommendation, take Natasha Howard over. She plays for the Indiana Fever. Take Caitlin Clark under 6.5 rebounds. She plays for the Indiana Fever. For people that are, I think most people know that, but just kind of sharing that because somebody dropped it in the comments. Like, Chris, when you talk about these players, can you tell what teams they're on? So yeah, that's what jaXon likes today. Use promo code ChrisBeCappinn 2 to sign up and get 50% off whatever tier it is you sign up for. So let's jump into the matchups. First one up is the the Aces and the Sun. Just double check the line real quick to make sure it has not moved since I made these graphics. I want to say last night I saw this moving to 13. Yeah, it is 13. You still can get 12.5. 12.5 is consensus, but there are some 13s out there. The total, real quick, has. Let me not lie. Let me just look real quick first. The total, okay, so total has moved just a little bit towards the over. Open 166.5 is what you see on the screen. It's up to 167 now. So, and this line did open 12, 11.5, 12, and like I said, up to 13 on some books, but consensus is 12.5. So I'm looking at the matchup, which let me just get my notes over because I don't have them yet. All right, so I'm looking at the matchup between the two teams. We got to start with the injury report first, because I think Sanaya is going to play for the Connecticut Sun, which I think helps them out a bit. Yeah, so Anisha Morrow continues to be out. She missed that first game against the Washington Mystics for the Connecticut Sun, and then yeah, I think that's it. Meg Gustafson is still out for the Aces, and Cheyenne Parker Tyus is also going to be out for quite a while because due to maternity leave. All right, so jumping into the matchup, if we go back to the game that was played on Saturday between the Aces so the Aces got a 1-day rest advantage. I think that's important to mention, and it's very short travel, of course, from Barclays to Connecticut, right? So I go back and look at the game. Connecticut played on Sunday. Aces played on Saturday. In that game, the Connecticut Sun were playing against the Washington Mystics. Not projected to be a really good team this season. We bet Washington -3.5 and probably got a little lucky there. But we got the win. Connecticut shot just 21% from the 3-point line. This is not a team that's going to be able to knock down a lot of shots. I think we'll see them struggle from the 3-point line a lot this season. Like, I don't think if Marina Mabry's not going to be able to knock them down, they don't have a lot of other 3-point shooters. Olivia Nelson-Ododa is not a 3-point shooter. Lindsay Allen not going to knock down too many. JC Sheldon is an okay perimeter shooter. And if you couple that with the Aces in their first game, they actually did a really good job defending the 3-point shot. They held New York to 4 for 21 from the 3-point line, 19%. Aces also, in their first game against the Liberty, doubled the Liberty on the offensive glass. And this is not even the Aces, Achilles heel has been their ability to rebound the basketball at times. They doubled the Liberty on the glass, though, 12-6 on the offensive glass. When I looked at the Aces specifically, though, like last season, because 12.5, 13 points is a lot to lay. I'm not going to lie. Like, I kind of felt uncomfortable doing that. So when I looked at the Aces last season, and not that it's the same exact team, of course, now you have Joe Lloyd, you don't have Kelsey Plum, but you still got some of those key pieces. Jackie Young is still there, still got Chelsea Gray, still got Asia Wilson. They didn't really show up. Those three did not show up. I'm expecting them to play a little bit better in this game, of course. Last season, however, the Aces finished just 1-4-1 against the spread as double-digit road favorites. So that didn't make me want to play them. I understand Connecticut is projected to be one of the worst teams in the WNBA, which is why this line is so big, even as a home favorite. I couldn't quite get there with the Aces, though, man. I think the more and more I looked at the game, I thought, if I want to bet this one, maybe I cut it in half. Maybe I take Aces First half minus the 7. The rationale behind that is that they came out, they looked, pretty pathetic after the third quarter. I mean, the first quarter, I think they actually won. It was like 20-21. They either won the first quarter against the Liberty or they lost it by 1. And then the second quarter, they got absolutely steamrolled. The third quarter, they played well. The fourth quarter, they did not play well. So I am expecting, their offense to look a little bit better. The total in this one scares me because I do think Connecticut offense could really struggle to score the basketball. When I think about, Asia Wilson being able to slow down Tina Charles and and Olivia Nelson-Owen daughter. I think about Marina Mabry only being like one of Connecticut's only offensive, good offensive players as well. I think, Coach Becky Hammond is a good enough and smart enough coach to know that the offense is going to run through Tina Charles and through Marina Mabry. So those things kind of scare me with playing the over. I do think the Aces should be able to score though. Their team total, I think, was like 90.5, 89.5. That's a little too rich for my blood as well. So I couldn't really get there on this game. I think, like I said, maybe first half because I expect the Aces to look a little bit better. I do think that they're light years better than this Connecticut team, but they have not showed us that quite yet. You're gonna need you're gonna need Jewel Lloyd to shoot better than what she shot from the field in their last game. So I stayed off of this one. I guess if I had to play anything, maybe Aces first half minus the 7.5 would be what I would be looking at here, or potential Aces in the first half, maybe their team total up and over. I do think the game's going to be played with pace as well. Aces like to get up and down the floor. We know that. All right, let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. Dougie Bone says, I'm seeing this vision on the Storm kind of now. At first, I was wondering why they got so much love, given they didn't really replace Jewel. But if Olympic Gabby shows up, the lineup is pretty decent. Yeah, they just gotta be able to knock down some shots as well. And they shot better in the third quarter anyway. When I was looking at the box scores, they shot better from the 3-point line than the actual 2-point shot. So I'm expecting them to shoot the ball a little bit better. Dougie Bone, specifically at home. See, I'm not gonna turn up at the crib. Like, their defense is really good. They force a lot of turnovers. They trap a lot of ball screens. Like, yeah. Nally says Wings first quarter, full plus 350 cash. I like it. Good morning, Nally. Appreciate you for tapping in. Tariq says, good morning again. I live bet Dallas plus 7.5. I lost by the hook. All good. We'll get it back today. Okay. Hi, man says top of the morning to you, Chris. Hype right back at you, bro. Maddie Seeger, 6th player of the year plus 1,000. Helm says in his pocket. That she looking good, Helms. I know you've been watching. She looking real good, man. What up, Markel says Miss Page double by 2 rebounds, shaking my head plus 1,400 last night. Yeah, Page looked good last night as well, man. I like Page a lot. Helm says he likes Aces first half team total over. This would probably be the way I would be looking to. Either first half spread minus the 7, because I do think it's belt to, behind early, or Aces first half team total over. I don't think that Connecticut's going to be able to slow them down. And again, like I said, the Mystics got to 90. The Aces could probably get to 100 realistically. If everybody clicking, yeah. Vic says Dejanay needs practice on her layup. It was interesting. Dejanay and Alyssa Smith were both on the bench in the fourth quarter. They weren't even part of the closing rotation. Too short on her assist. Yeah, I did see that, Markel. Chad says I did the live bet last night. Got Dallas plus 8.5, Seattle plus 6.5, and under 167. It was a beautiful thing. Benjamin says top of the morning, Chris. Cashed on Storm money line, full game under, same game parlay. Thanks for your analysis yesterday morning. Always enjoy the show. Keep it going, my brother. Appreciate you for tapping in, Benjamin, as always, bro. Best of luck to you today as well. Under Jewel Lloyd, points plus rebounds. I don't think she's acclimated for real yet, and she's kind of cooked since last year. She's gonna eventually bounce out. She's gonna bounce back though. Dirty Rick says I can't believe the Storm versus the Wings stayed under for the game after the first half went. They had 97. Yeah, and that's how it be, Dirty Rig. That's why, if you've been watching the show already, I tell you guys all the time, I can't get to these high totals. We're going to talk about a high total in just a second because the offense is slow down. It's either going to be fast early and then it slows down, which it makes it great for a live line, or it's going to be super slow early and then you jump in on the live line. We got to remember, if you go back to the last game with the Aces, not with the Aces, with the Connecticut Sun, right, to this point, if you go back to the Connecticut Sun, game against the Mystics got to 90 points. They had 4 points with like 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Like offense did not show up. They finished with 13 points in the quarter. Then they dropped 28 in the second quarter, 19 in the third, and dropped 30 in the fourth quarter against the Connecticut Sun. So yeah, I mean that's how it goes sometimes, man. Most of the time, honestly, WNBA quarters are super inconsistent. If a team wins a quarter by 10, 15 points, you can almost live bet the other team to win the next quarter because it's going to be some regression and some progression for both teams. Helm says Asia rebounds ladder. We'll look at that in just a second. Do the Aces run tonight or run sets? I think they do both, and I think they do it pretty well. Mitchell says I was thinking Sun team total under 77.5. Aces could punish the Sun tonight. I agree with that, Mitchell. I think that's on my short list as well, and it's a 77.5 out there. Aces first half, Aces Sun team total under will be the ways that I'll be looking as well. I might look towards the quarter props again tonight. Markel says I'm gonna take a stab on Jackie Young double. Jackie Young cooked in that third quarter against the Aces, against the Liberty the other night. Joe says Sun every quarter except the fourth. Dom says going back to Aces first quarter over 22.5. Think that they get there early, even though they missed it in the last one. I couldn't talk you off, Dons. Should be early. Should be that should get back to the window with that. I like that, Dons. Me says JC Sheldon a little hooper. Yeah, coming out of getting out of her situation she was in last year. She is in a better spot this year for sure. What up, Jacob? Hope all is well with you, bro. Feel like I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Chad says the women dropped their scoring with every quarter. Yesterday you had a combined first quarter 51, second quarter 46, third quarter 30, then 23. Yeah, I think when it's a home dog situation, Chad, that's something I pay attention to as well. When it's a home dog situation, you typically see that. B says on over 165.5, Aces should run. Keith says, morning, Chris. What up, Keith? Says feels like a Joel Lloyd game, but I like the Aces first half the most, and I agree. We aligned, Keith. I just didn't bet it. I'm not sure if I will either, honestly. Kind of feel like you're just kind of taking swings with some of these teams early in the season. Oh, congrats, Jacob. I love to hear that, bro. Congrats, man. Yeah, you'll figure it out though. You'll figure it out, man. You'll definitely figure it out. Marcus says I'm taking Asia points over and rebounds, and Caitlin Clark over on her points and assists. Tariq says you're right, Chris. I live bet on the Mystics game when they were down, when it was down to 149. I hit it with ease. Yeah, hit the over. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of that this season, Tariq. A lot of that. A lot, and we're gonna run it up. The only reason I didn't bet that game because I had already bet one game. I'd already had a bet in the game, so I didn't want to, double dip. But yeah, the members we gonna make a lot of money in the W this season. I'm excited, man. All right. I had this up, the previous box scores, just kind of looking at some of the stuff that we saw in the last game from both teams. So this is the Aces box score against the Liberty on Saturday. This Connecticut Sun box score against the Mystics on Sunday as well. You can see Tina Charles had a big game, 23 and 10. I think we see some regression for her, having to go against Asia Wilson tonight. Marina Mabry finished with just 5 for 21 from the field, 1 for 8 from the three-point line. She finished with just 11 points. Her points prop is sitting at 17.5 or 18.5 if you want a juice number. I think, like I said, the Aces defense will focus on her. I can see her struggling again tonight as well. Yeah, Haley Peters actually hooped. She's a baller. I like. Hold on, was it her? No. It was Bria Hartley. That's who it was. Bria Hartley. She spent some time in the W before. We'll see what her minutes looks like with Sanaya coming back, but she did have 11 points. She was impactful in that first half for sure. She was hooping. 2 for 2 from the three-point line, 11 points for her. I don't think Olivia Nessano and Dota is going to continue to give you 18 points a night. Lindsay Allen assists with something that was that did cash with 8, but they don't even have player props for a lot of the players on the Connecticut Sun. Like the books don't even have them offered. And then you can see what happened with the Aces as well. We need Kirsten Bell to stay off the floor. If you do like the Aces today, I'm not a big fan. I think Tiffany Mitchell could have a much better game than the 0 for 4 performance that she had. She also played for this Connecticut Sun team, so could be a little motivation there. Dana Evans actually played a lot better than I thought that she could. I think the Aces first half is the best look on the board. That's just my thought process. Of course, Joel Lloyd and Jackie Young could play a lot better combined to go 7 for 29 in that game. 5 for what is that? 18 from the 3-point line. Aces should roll tonight, man. They should roll tonight. I don't know if I can quite get there though. Let's see. Hold on, did I miss something? Oh, I definitely missed something. All right, let's go in real quick and see what I did miss. Do I have? All right, cool. Oh yeah. I just didn't do the. I didn't have this one up. All right, so now we go to Dream and Fever, and this line is now up to 8. It looks like it's consensus. Total is moving. Open 169.5 up to 174. Now this total is on the move. So we got the Dream here Dream getting 8 points as a road dog here. Fever laying 8 points as a home favorite. If we go back and look at the first game we only had a 1-game sample for both teams. The Dream lost. They were laying, I think it was like 6.5 points, something crazy like that, 7.5 points against the Mystics. This was on opening night, so they have been rested. They got a little bit more rest than the Fever do. Looking to play a little bit better than they did in that last game. The Fever are coming off an absolute beatdown of the Chicago Sky on Saturday in a game where the Fever looked good. I said the Fever gonna have to show it to me. They showed me everything I needed to see. But if I go back and I look at the games though, Atlanta, they had a 41% offensive rebound rate in game 1. But that was the highest of any team that we've seen so far. However, they were playing against the Mystics, and the Mystics didn't even have Shakir Austin in that game. So the likelihood that happens again, I think, is pretty slim to none. I wouldn't be banking on that. Indiana had a very impressive. I know a lot of people going to talk about the offense that the Indiana Fever played. I actually thought their defense was even better, holding a Chicago team that supposedly is much improved on the offensive end, especially with those guards. You got Courtney Vandersloot, you got Ariel Atkins. They held them to 33% effective field goal percentage, and they forced 16 turnovers. Forced Chicago into, I'm sorry, not 16 turnovers. They forced Chicago into a 16.8% turnover rate. I kind of feel like, I know Atlanta has some pretty good ball handlers. We got Alicia Gray out there. You got Ryan Howard, but they still will be without the services of Jordan Canada. Let me just double check the injury report. I think I saw Sophie Cunningham listed as questionable. Yeah, she's game time decision. Jordan Canada is still going to be reevaluated. I think she got about a week left. Pow Pow. I think I said Poo Poo. Pow Pow. I think I like Pow Pow a lot. What I don't like for Atlanta got guards, right? You got Alicia Gray, you got Ron Howard. They should be able to score the basketball tonight. However, I think the Indiana Fever, I think they're gonna put Brittany Griner, I think they're gonna put Bree Jones in a ton of pick and roll, similarly to what they did with Cardosa and the bigs for the Chicago Sky in that last game. And I think it's barbecue chicken after that. Those bigs can't move their feet that well laterally, in my opinion. And I think that they're going to have trouble guarding that pick and roll ball screen for the Indiana Fever today. My overall sentiment on the game is I'm not fading the Indiana Fever until I see some kind of vulnerabilities. When I went back and looked at it, the Fever didn't even shoot the ball well. Like, Indiana shot 33% from the field in that last game and still got to, how many points did they score? Real quick, let me pull it up. They shot 33% from the 3-point line. They missed a ton of wide open shots in that last game and beat the Sky 93-58. So while I am expecting Atlanta to look a little bit better, it's only Indiana for me. That's the only way I would play it. Indiana minus the 8 or nothing. As far as the total goes, Indiana versus Chicago on Saturday was the fastest paced game that we've seen so far. Both teams had 85 possessions. Like I said, Indiana shot just 33% from the 3-point line. They missed a bunch of open looks, in my opinion, but their defense was really, really, really good. They held Chicago to 58 points, and actually the best, defense that we've seen so far in just this small sample size. So the higher this Atlanta team's total, the higher the total is going up. The higher the total continues to go up, the more I like the Atlanta Dream Team total under. Like I said, I don't think Caitlin Clark. I mean, not Caitlin Clark. I don't think that's what's not being talked about. Coach Stephanie White coming over from the Connecticut Sun. She's going to bring a defensive mindset for her team, and you can tell that they're locked in on the defensive end. So right now, Let me just double check it real quick. I think you can get the team total under for the Atlanta Dream at 83.5. That would be the way that I would be playing this game if I had to play anything at all. I also think the Indiana Fever, if you can cut it in half and get them first half, I think that they're gonna be winning by 2 possessions at halftime as well. So I like you can get a -4, -4.5. Those would be my recommendations. Atlanta Dream team total under 83.5 to stay away from the spread. If you didn't want to take the spread, I do like the 8 as well. And then I would be looking towards the Dream in the first half. So Indiana first half -4, -4.5. Indiana full game -8, or an Atlanta Dream team total under 83.5. Those would be the ways that I would be playing this. Let's see what you guys are thinking. We'll do a quick recap and jump off of here. Aaliyah Boston double or over her points plus rebounds. She's kind of the best center in the league. Quiet as kept. Dougie Bone says she's a hooper. She is a hooper. I mean, she's gonna have her work cut out a little bit more for her though in this game. Cardosa, still got to learn how to move her feet a little bit better. She kind of pick on, her former teammate in that matchup. But I mean, really, it's what you're gonna get with the Fever. It's gonna be a lot of high pick and roll ball screens with Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston catches the ball in the high post. She can shoot that little mid range. She can put it on the floor, go left, go right. She can dump off to the dive man in the dunker spot. Like, it's a lot that Aaliyah Boston could do with the basketball there. Caitlin Clark double, Kyle. I talked about it last game. Double in the win was plus 136 on FanDuel. Couldn't talk you off of it today. I know her assist prop is up to 10.5 now. A little too rich for my blood, but I ain't messing with that. Helms like Fever first half as well. I like it. He says this is a home and home. It is no travel at all. Caitlin Clark for a triple tonight. I know sounds crazy, but very possible. Marcus says. I think she can get one every night as well. Adam says he likes Caitlin Clark triple-double as well. Boston, 9 boards, -135 or double-double at plus 145, Meat says. Dom says Fever at the crib. Take their first quarter team total over. Ray says point guards play is critical in the WNBA, and the Fever got a great point guard in Caitlin. And that's a fact. Absolute fact. Caitlin is crazy good. They're crazy good, man. Dirty Rig says, I can actually see the Dream trying to keep this thing tight with Alicia Gray, silly self. Yeah, it's not that they want. I just think that there's potential for Brittany Griner and Bree Jones to get absolutely smoked in that pick and roll coverage today. I'm not sure how you're gonna play both of them. I do think the game's gonna be played with pace as well. So yeah, I haven't bet either game today though. I have had a bet in every, pretty much every day. I have not bet anything today though. But if I am betting, here's the box scores for those games that these two teams have played. This is Atlanta box score against the Washington Mystics. The Fever box score against the Chicago Sky. You can see Caitlin Clark's numbers there. 20, 10, and 10. She shot 6 for 13 from the field, 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. Like I said, I think they could shoot better. DeWanda Bonner didn't shoot well, 2 for 9. Natasha Howard is going to benefit a lot from being on the floor with Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. Same thing with Kelsey Mitchell as well. She had 15 points in that game. Atlanta, Brittany Griner didn't. I mean, she had 18 points and 18 boards, but against Washington, she should have had 25 and 15. Bree Jones, 16 and 10 in her matchup. She did have 5 assists in that game as well. I think I'm just not sure what those minutes look like, man. we'll see how it goes. I know they're going to try to run the 2 big lineup. Indiana is going to push the pace against the 2 bigs and see if they can get up and down the floor. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Again, as far as a quick recap goes, like I said, Vegas first half, if I had to bet it, first half team total, like Helm says, at 44.5, I think that they could potentially have 50 at halftime. Indiana minus the 8, Atlanta team total under 83.5 would be the ways that I would bet them. I'm probably going to play one of the 3 at least. But I'm not sure what I'll play today, man. I was looking at this last night, I'm just not sure. So we'll see how it goes, man. Use the link in the description to sign up if you want the plays that I end up on. They will be green. If I make anything official, they'll be green, but red plays are just things that I have on the short list for today. Best of luck on whatever it is that you guys are betting, man. Check the resources out as always. jaXon, Outlier, Moneyballer, Odds Gym, and a link to sports books if you're looking to sign up for one and you want to show some appreciation for the show. use that link, man. We'll be back tomorrow to talk more WNBA. We got 3 games for tomorrow, and 2 of the lines are already out. So always, try to do your work as early as possible so you can contribute to the show in a really good way. I appreciate you all for tapping in as always. Enjoy your Tuesday, man. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.